Hey Dominoes. Hey Dominoes, how's it going? We're just getting set up here, getting set up to go live. We're good on the IG. Let's see, are we good on the Facebook? Facebook's lagging a little bit. Come on, Facebook, lagging a little bit. So trying to go manual right now, but we'll have to upload this, it looks like, into the back office, which of course it will be and always is if you are in the club, if you're in, excuse me, in the domino effect, coming in and joining the community. And you might say, why would I even be a part of the domino effect? Well, it is literally you being that domino, that single domino that is toppling the next, right? Every single action, every single move that you make moves you forward, right? And sets the stage for tomorrow. So this community is all about entrepreneurship. This channel is all about entrepreneurship. So, and growing your business and helping you access the funding that you need, right? So it is Saturday. Go ahead and hit that like button, that follow, and that subscribe. It is Saturday. My whole family is here, so I have my own space. So we got a little bit of a late start today, guys, because you know how it is when everybody is here. It can be challenging, right? So it gets a little bit loud, and people are knocking on the door, kids are knocking on the door, and you can't even concentrate. So I'm waiting for them to go. They're supposed to be going to Target, so I'm waiting for them to get out of here so that we can really dive into it, but definitely don't want to leave you guys hanging, okay? Because you are taking that step, right? Taking that step. And plus, I've been waiting all week to come on and have this webinar. I am just really excited about it, you guys. There's a lot of really good, juicy information in here. So make sure you have a pen, make sure you have your paper, make sure you have your notebook, you have everything that you need. You have your questions, you have everything that you need that so that you can engage, so that you can ask questions, so that you can figure out what are the steps that you need to do, because this tonight, this webinar is all about getting funded. It's all about having that freedom, right? How to secure the funding to be able to turn, in things into passive income, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to see more in their bank account, right? We want to make sure that that's fuller, right? Doesn't that sound nice? So what we do here at Domino Effects Group, well, on the Domino Effect on this channel, we provide resources, tips, tactics, and strategies on how you can establish a credible foundation that then allows you to be able to get funded. So guys, that is what we're doing today. All right, let's get into it. I've got some presentations. I'm hoping that it will show up on the IG. So we will keep moving through it. Okay. All right. So how is everybody doing today? Have you guys had a good year so far? Have you had a good month so far? Right. We're nearing the end of 2025. So make sure you drop in your name. Make sure you drop the name of your business, what you do, and let's give you a shout out. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen here, or is it already sharing? Let me see. Now let's share, because I got some good slides for y'all today, guys. All right, so let me go ahead and share. Here we go. So you guys, I am Dominique, and I believe in small business. I believe small business is absolutely vital to this nation. And I believe that ownership is the way to break cycles, break curses, generational curses, unhealthy habits, all of that, right? Fully believe in that. So it looks like our slides are not coming up on here. So let me pull it up right here and see if that works. All right, here we go. So I am a mom, right? I have 2 kids. I changed my life, right? I used to be, if you would have known me 10 years ago, y'all, I was out there doing all of it. Okay. I was wild. I was out there doing everything, but you know, definitely buckled down and changed my life. And it's been awesome. And it's been a really great ride, ever since, guys. So I am speaker, author, and I have a book, Busy Mom's Guide, 10 Steps to Starting Your Business. And spoken at Leadership Experience Tour. I'm business capital and funding specialist. I've helped businesses secure over 5 million in business capital and growing. And I am the host of the Domino Effect here on the channel. So yes, happy to be here, you guys. Okay, so why did I even start this platform, right? So I started this platform, you guys, because I wanted to help businesses get funded, right? I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a founder, I couldn't get funding. It's difficult, right? It's challenging to be out there, seeking financing, especially when you don't exactly know what you're doing, right? In the very beginning. So I found my way to the alternative finance space, and it was a literal game changer, okay? Literal game changer. And it really opened up my eyes, right? I started underwriting, working in the underwriting process, working with a lot of businesses, and I've underwritten hundreds of applications, you guys. So underwritten a lot of applications, and I noticed a pattern. So the pattern was that, a lot of businesses, they had issues that could have been helped if they had that could have been mitigated with just a little bit of help, right? So just a little bit of help, just a little bit of guidance, and they would have got there, right? So I set out to build this platform because when I would go to my boss at the time where I was working, right? I was working at an NCA company. When I would go to them at that time and I would say, okay, well, what do we do next, right? A lot of my clients are saying, where do we go, right? I can't get funded, so what do I do next, Dominique? Their response was, well, that's it, right? We're done with them. Boom, boom, bam, right? It's all about, for a lot of companies out there, you guys, it's just about the numbers, facilitating the transaction, right? And if you don't qualify at that point, then it's literally like, okay, the door is shut. They're not even thinking about it, okay? So that did not sit right with me, which is exactly why I went out and built this platform, right? Went out, fought my way into some of these rooms, and I met amazing partners along the way. I have an excellent team now. Our management team has secured over 5 billion in capital alone to small businesses. So we can actually bring that along to this platform and expand those efforts to more women in business, more minorities in business, who are now becoming the majority, okay, in business, to help bridge that gap and help, these businesses grow, right? But guys, it's not just about getting the funding. That was one thing I noticed was like, okay, it's like, okay, what about when you get the money, what are you doing with it, right? How can we flip this and actually make it grow so that the business can expand? All right, you guys. So here we are talking about commitment. We're talking about consistency. We're talking about mistakes, right? Mistakes get made, but learning from them. Okay. I work with many businesses. They've used funding to start trash companies, daycares, they're building their real estate portfolio, online businesses, investments. Okay. So we've worked with established businesses to startups, businesses that have experienced some tax liens, to those that have, most of them have been denied by banks. A lot of the businesses that we work with have been declined by banks. So they're coming to the classes, they're coming to the programs, they're doing the work, and they're implementing these strategies in order to grow their business. Okay. So that's you, right? That's you guys. Okay. That's you. You're going to be implementing these same strategies, okay? And all I ask in return is that you just share this information, that you help us grow, that you hit that like button, and that you check us out on YouTube because we have a lot of free education channels, resources over there as well. But guys, business owners are using loans for various reasons, right? You need it. You need it, right? Why? For things like cash flow, short term cash flow, buying, leasing equipment. Okay, this is how you grow. Consolidating debt. I was just talking with a client the other day. They have an SBA loan and multiple MCA loans. They want to consolidate that debt. Okay, what happens by consolidating it? Then you can lower that monthly payment. Okay, you guys. So listen, I never thought that I was going to be. I mean, I have always had like the entrepreneurial like spirit in me, but I really don't even think I knew what that word entrepreneur was like years ago, right? So I know I've always had this drive that I wanted to like, be my own boss and have this freedom and work, from home and have the flexibility with my family, but also like, make investments and invest in the community and live well, right? So, what happened along the way was life, right? Life be lifing. Okay. So life happened, ended up in domestic violence situation that lasted for years and years and years. I mean, I got out of that initially, but the process to try to get help afterwards lasted for years and years. And, coming out of it, I took everything that I've learned, right? And I use it as a tool now to grow because you cannot stay in whatever is happening. You have to leave all of this behind. And believe me, I've experienced it all: fear, doubt, insecurity, procrastination, isolation, worried. Can I do this? Am I doing the right thing? Every single entrepreneur goes through this. Okay. And I've worked with, startups all the way to millionaires. So, guys, it's okay. Okay, it doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter where you've been. All that matters is you're here today and that you're starting and that you are taking the initiative and you're doing what needs to be done to move forward. Okay, because building your business and getting funding, a lot of people think that it's just, hey, I get the money and everything will work out. But there's a lot more to it. Okay, there's mindset, and then there's, community, there's resources, there's education. There are all of these things in order to be able to access, all of what a lot of our clients and other students are able to get, which is access to like unlimited cards, $100,000 loans, and so much more. Right. So I want to make sure you guys are locked in. Okay. I want to make sure you're locked in. You're here. But truly, thank God, right, for that first job in alternative finance. Right. So whatever it is, no, wherever you're at, it doesn't matter because you are literally positioning yourself for something greater. Okay. Um, so give me one sec. Somebody's at the door. You see, it's Saturday. It's the weekend. We just adjust. We go, go, go. So, all right. So wherever you're at, doesn't matter, guys, because you are positioning yourself for something greater. And today you're here. So I'm going to give you all the tools that you need to get started, right? So this is truly live, right? If you're here, if you're on the IG, if you're on YouTube, you follow us on YouTube, we're at Domino Effects Group. The channel is called The Domino Effect. But this is truly live. So we want to make sure that you're connecting if you have any questions. And also for all my people that are not able to make it, don't worry, we will send out the recording and it'll be in the back in our back portal for all of the people in the club. Okay, so guys, open your minds today because I'm going to hit you with some strategies that maybe you have heard before, maybe you have not. But it's so important that you stay open, save time for space to grow. So right here, what are we doing? We're leaving behind all of these things, right? Fear, doubt, insecurity, procrastination. And you need to just commit, right? Comment to yourself, commit, and say, I'm done with this, right? I'm done. I'm leaving it behind. What is it? Ask yourself this, right? What is it that you may have been holding on to, right? That you're going to make a decision. You're going to be like, I'm not carrying this with me tomorrow. I'm not carrying this with me next week. It's over. It's done. And I'm going to be intentional moving forward, right? And this can be anything like people, right? Maybe you have people around you that are like, this fucking sucks. Like, you should stop, and you should totally stop what you're doing, right? That's frustrating. You're having to fight through that. Maybe it's habits, like you can't, you're constantly, hey man, constantly hitting like the snooze button, with not being able to get up. Or maybe your habit is like you're very bad at like following up with people. Okay, this was a bad habit of mine, full transparency, right? That was a huge bad habit of mine. Or I would think I would I would think that I would start to draft the email or draft the response and then not, get distracted with something else and not actually send it. So, slow down, guys, right? Like, these things happen, right? That's so, is it people, right? Is it habits? Is it procrastination, right? I'll put this off. Oh, I'll do it later. Especially when it comes to funding, right? If you're starting your business and you don't have your business registered, you're not a legitimate business. I'm just giving you an example. So if we have a conversation and now you know that that is one of the very fundamental steps that you need to be established. And I've had this conversation, guys, multiple times with many people. And the response is, well, I just get, I'm okay right now. I don't think it's a priority, but I'll get to it right now. Okay. If it's not a priority for you, then getting funding is not priority for you. We're talking about big money here, guys. Okay. We're talking about the strategies to be able to do it, how you can leverage. So get rid of that, unhealthy habits, procrastination, self doubt. Self doubt is very, very, very real. Okay. And it's okay to admit that you're experiencing that. It happens to everybody, right? Especially when you're doing something new. Can I do this? Are they gonna are they gonna buy? What if nobody is in the market? Well, that might happen, right? But what happens if you don't actually get out there and do it? The risk of not doing it. Can you imagine thinking that for the rest of your life, constantly having that thought in the back of your head? Man, what could have happened if I just if I just went ahead and went for it, right? I mean, that to have that constant nagging thought, you're carrying that around with you, right? So whatever it is that you're carrying around with you, okay, and trust me, I had gone through this, okay. I had to you can get rid of it, you can let it go. There are strategies, there are groups, there's networking, there's us, there's all kinds of things that you can do to stop carrying around that baggage with you. Because think about it like your purse, right? If you, my ladies out here, okay, so you got your purse, you got your bag, even my guys, right? So what if you have your bag full of all of these things that are holding you back, right? Your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, your procrastinations. You don't have time, you don't even have space in your head to make room for profit that could potentially be coming in, because you're not thinking about it. You're blocking your blessings because you're constantly worried about what could happen, right? You have a bag of procrastination telling you can't do it. You have a bag of self-doubt telling you that they're not going to buy it. You have a bag of, self-doubt telling you your prices are too high. You have a bag of fear, people telling you, believing people that you can't actually get it done. Right. So when you're clouded by all of this, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Right. So, I'll have to put some links up here, you guys, of some really great reading material for you to look into. If you guys have ever heard of like Tony Robbins, he's great to listen to. Myron Golden is great to listen to. Check them out, right? Don't block your blessings, guys. It truly is. It sounds so cliche, but it's not, right? So make clear out your head, be intentional of where you're going, right? Make space and time and opportunity for profit, right? For profit and income to come in, right? So I want you guys to know that when I started my business, the very last thing that I was confident, okay? The very last thing, right? I was terrified. I was terrified. I thought I was going to be, I'm in the finance space, okay? That is predominantly white men in this space. And here I come, okay? So, but you know what? I I knew exactly why I was there. I knew the mission is much bigger than that. The mission is being able to bridge the gap and take the funding. Plus, when I saw how much of alternative finance was a game changer for our clients, I was literally like, no, The world has to see this. Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking. All right, you guys. So, but anyway, the last thing that I was confident. All right, like I didn't have like a very fancy background, right? I didn't go to some Ivy League college, right? But I knew the problem and I knew how to solve it, and I knew that we had the solution, and what we needed to do is just figure out a way to get it out to get it out to businesses, to get it out to entrepreneurs and founders. So I literally had a conversation with myself, had a conversation with God. I tried to talk to the people around me, but guys, listen up. Everybody is not going to get what you're trying to do, and you do not have to try to explain it. Okay, you don't have to try to explain it. You don't have to constantly fucking break it down. Not everybody's going to get it. All right, they're not going to get it, and honestly, it's only going to make you more frustrated in the beginning, being like, why don't you understand? It doesn't matter. I heard a really great quote from someone that said, what we have isn't for everybody, but you're speaking only to the people that are interested in what you offer, right? Or that can help you and that believe in what you're doing, and that can help you get to where you go. So you don't need validation, guys. You don't need validation from your family. You don't need validation from your man or your wife. You don't need validation from your cousin or your sister or your best friend or anybody, okay? You don't need that validation in order to just get started and start the steps, okay? And again, you're here, right? You're here. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't even be watching this if you weren't ready to kind of get some information and take that next step, right? So book a call. You can get a funding planning session one-on-one. We'll walk through it with you, right? But you don't have to stay where you are. So that same energy that you put before in doubting yourself, just flip it. Flip it. Put it into believing yourself now, okay? You've already used the energy. You know how to use it, okay? It's already being expelled. Now put it to good use. And I promise you guys, you will see so much change, all right? So let's get into it. Okay, so what do we believe here at Domino Effects Group? We believe in you. We believe in small business. I believe in small business. I believe in ownership. I believe it is the way to break generational curses, generational cycles. I believe it is the way to economic mobility. I believe if y'all are watching the news and y'all see what's going on in you don't even have to watch the news. If you step outside of your house and you see what is going on in the world, then you know that there needs to be a change. And this economy was built on small business. So you have the power to literally take change in your hands. Okay, guys? So we have to stop getting sidetracked by what the mainstream is telling us, right? There's no funding for women, there's no funding for minorities. Listen, this has been a persistent problem for I don't know how long, right? They're not telling us anything new. What I am telling you is there is a massive pool of private capital out there that is waiting to be dispersed, y'all. Massive. We just had a show here, Sacramento, September 14th at the Sophia Theater called Show Her the Money, y'all. We had on that panel, and these are just the representatives from Sacramento, okay? We had Brooke Borseth, right? Associate from Moneta Ventures. They have 300 million assets under management. Marlene Timberlake Diadamo, she's chief DEI officer over at CalPERS, right? They're deploying over $1 billion to emerging markets. Listen, y'all, the money is there, okay? We are just creating new ways of accessing it, right? So the money is there. So we believe that business owners are rock stars, but listen, funding options are limited. That is a fact. That's just a fact. It is. It's limited truly though, I think, because of the strategies. If not knowing the how to actually get there, right? Not knowing what lenders are looking at, credit issuers are looking at, underwriters, which is exactly what we're bringing to you, telling you what they're looking for, because 80% of businesses are getting denied at the bank. So alternative capital is literally the best option. Okay. We are Domino Effects Group. We are in GRA. I'm the director of women owned enterprises there, but we've merged. So we are the best source of alternative capital. Okay. It is literally, guys, we work with all type of applicants, okay, riskier applicants. We can generally work with riskier applicants in a traditional bank. We take a customizable, tailored approach to lending. What does that mean? That means that you're unique, right? Your business is unique, your situation is unique, but more than that, right? So let's say you're going, you have a business that's going through a hardship, right? the bank is going to be less understanding, right? They're very rigid, they're very strict. We work with a lot of private capital, hedge fund, non-depository bank, private capital resources, individual investors, institutional and offices. So they're more flexible, guys. So the rates are are very competitive. And for a private lender as opposed to a traditional lender can be more flexible, guys. So think about, what kind of opportunity that offers, right? And there's all kinds of different options for that, and we'll get into that a little bit more, right? But the problem, the way we get ahead of this and with the way that we tackle this is by knowing what the problems are, right? 80 to 90% of business is denied by banks. We said that, right? But now we know what the issue is. Now we know what the issue is, okay? I find that as a strength, right? I see that as a strength. If you go in and you've gotten denied by the bank, if you've been denied, if anybody's been denied, then go ahead and drop it down there and let me know if you've been denied. But if you've been denied, have you ever asked your banker why, right? And have they ever not told you exactly what it is, right? The reason that you got denied is because they're regulated, right? It's not like they're trying to be malicious, guys. There are certain things they can't tell you. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, there are certain instances where you can figure out, oh, okay, maybe I should have done something differently. There are certain bankers who will. It is, it depends if they're able to give you some sort of guidance on why you were denied. But if you know why you were denied, now you have a place to work from. Now you have something to, a way to move forward, right? So, again, so we're targeting, specific markets. Why should you come to us? Time, right? Time. Have you guys ever been to the bank, you've been denied, and then you went home and you spent a lot of time online looking for another loan, right? Listen, if you're out there doing it like that, you're applying blindly, okay, guys? You don't know who's going to actually be, doing a hard inquiry. It's a risk, right? It's a risk. So you don't know, not only that, but even the same thing when you get denied with those, if you've ever applied for a business credit card online and got denied, it just gives you a denial, won't tell you why. And then you might get an email that says, call this number, and if you're interested in figuring out why, and then you call the number and the representative can't give you any information. It's like a loop, right? So if you think about it in terms of time as a business owner and an entrepreneur, even with a family, if you've got other jobs, some people are just starting their business, right? But they have other jobs and other commitments. So time is literally our most valuable resource. So because of that, hey babe, time is literally our most valuable resource. So what can we do? Well, what we can do is we put together the package in a way that is presented to the best lender, the best funder that's going to match that individual applicant, right? So whatever your situation is, whatever it be, that way you're not applying for multiple, you're just not randomly shooting things out there in the dark, right? There's a strategy to it. And you're being matched to the right funder, because a lot of people that's where a lot of mistakes happen, right? You're applying with the wrong lender. There's a lot of different issues. So, we can save time. We save our applications. We just did a deal for a company called Global Systems for $200K. Did the write-up. It was done within a week, went out after the packages go out, can usually be about 2 weeks to fund it, right? So, we are working with business owners. We believe that funding is used to empower, right? We know that a lot of businesses are in tight situations and, maybe they need some relief, right? Maybe I'm having an issue with my payroll. I just spoke with somebody yesterday. They paid $64,000 out of their own pocket, y'all, out of their own pocket for payroll. Okay. We're not doing that in 2025. Okay. We are not doing that in 2025, guys. So 64 out of their own pocket, we're not doing that. All right, you guys. So if you are in a pinch, if you have an opportunity coming up, that's exactly where this type of funding can fit in, right? We've worked with companies in tobacco and cannabis. Those are industries that are deemed risky. So if you are in, the CBD cannabis industry, in a manufacturing facility, not necessarily retail, but on a larger scale, then we could absolutely step in and help you out. But when you think about tobacco, real estate, those types of industries, they are red flags for traditional banks, right? So we are going direct to the lenders. And I'll give you another example, guys. Think about this. When you think, if you have you guys ever, do you know what an MCA is? Anybody know what an MCA is? An MCA is a merchant cash advance, right? And has anybody ever heard of the term predatory lending? Well, with predatory lending, they typically put them in certain neighborhoods, right? And basically they charge, I mean, there's exorbitant like interest rates, like insane interest rates, right? So it's a little bit different there. So I'll give you a little inside scoop here. With MCA companies, sometimes their interest rates are really, really high, right? Like for example, we had a client, their interest rate ended up being like 38%, something like that. And what happens, guys, is because they are going through something called a broker program. Okay. So what they do, the brokers, is they add additional points on the back end. Now we get paid pop points, right? Success fees from when the loan is funded, from the lender once the loan gets funded. But y'all, 8, 9, 10 points for a commission, that's like 8, 9, 10 extra percent for the client. That's crazy. We have, and I can even show you some of our negotiations that we do on behalf of our clients. We've had certain groups that have offered, that we've reached out for lenders, and that we've connected with the lender, and they've approved the funding, and the monthly payment was going to end up being like almost $3,000 for the client. They were adding like 8 extra points. I asked the guy, I was like, why is this so high? Why are there 8 points? And he was like, no, that 8 points is for you. I'm like, we don't need 8 points, dude. Like, take that 8 points off. That's crazy. So lower that, lower that, lower that. So that's what I'm telling you. That's a little secret I'm telling you guys, like, of how they add their points on. So how we add the points on. But that's not unheard of. Don't be shocked that that points are added on. But those high extra points, that's why some of those MCAs interest rates are really, really high, because they're adding on extra points for the commission. So we don't do that on this platform. Okay, so something to look out for. Make sure you're reading through it, but that's what you get when you're coming in and joining me live. Okay, guys. So here's the scoop. 80 to 90% of businesses are denied by banks. That's frustrating, right? That's frustrating, but that's a fact. That's a big number, right? So we're stepping in and we're helping provide funding and strategies for a lot of these businesses, right? If we're working with clients that are in growth mode, that are doing recapitalization, right? Replacing existing capital. If they need bridge financing or bridge, anything like that. So, that's exactly what we do here. So, guys, I want to break it down, the difference between traditional lending and bank loans. Okay. Because when we think about traditional bank lending, I'm talking about when you go into your bank, right? Your Bank of America, your Chase, your, Wells Fargo, right? You're going in and you're saying, hey, what's up? I want to get a bank loan, right? So that's your traditional bank. And most common types of funding that they can do are, as traditional as you can get, right? Collateral type loans, SBA loans, which are very favorable, right? A lot of people want those 7A, which is 7A Express, which you can use for working capital, and the 504, which you can use for real estate and like heavy machinery and things like that. And then, so that's one thing about traditional financing. One thing I actually always ask my clients is, have you been to the bank? Because if you can go to the bank, dude, go to the bank, right? That's what we say. Have you been able to go to the bank? Have you been to the bank? Yeah. Have you been to the bank? Go to the bank if you can. Why? Because they have better rates, they have better terms, right? Unfortunately, most people can't do that. Or we end up working with a lot of clients who actually are already with their bank, but they've been over leveraged and they need additional capital. Not over leveraged, but capped out, and they need additional capital. So I always say, have you been to the bank? If you can go. We actually had a client the other day, very strong candidate for bank financing. He had a good credit score. He actually already had an SBA loan. He had an EIDL loan. And we already thought he came to us for financing. And, our question was, why are you not going to your bank? You're a great candidate. We are not going to take it on if we feel like you can get a better rate somewhere else, right? So where I'm asking him, why are you not going to your bank? You are a great candidate for SBA financing, especially because they typically will re-extend. If you've been making your payments, if you've been doing what you need to do, then they will typically join. Thank you guys for coming in and supporting the channel and watching the live. Appreciate you all. But yeah, so he was a strong candidate for bank financing. He just didn't want to go to the bank. So, we're moving forward with setting him up with a term sheet. But so that's traditional bank financing, guys, okay? And now we stepping over to what I love, which is the alternative financing, okay? Alternative financing, like I said, I keep saying this, it is a literal game changer, okay? This literally provides capital for, a wider range of clients, a wider range of businesses, everything from your startups with, no cash, no credit, no collateral, true startups, right? To seasoned vets, right? Seasoned businesses. And, there is just an abundance of capital, like I said, right? Everything from bridge loans, lines of credit, term loans, you name it. We'll get into more of them specifically later. And this is a very exciting time for us because, like I said, we have all new partnerships. But one thing I want to tell you guys that is a very keen observation that one of our managing director noticed. He's been in the merchant banking advising industry for 40 years, right, guys? Now, this is an alarming thing I'm about to tell you, okay? Because this is real statistic, right? This is real life statistic right here, okay? So has been in the banking industry over 40 years, closed over 1,000, right? In order to close over 1,000 loans, you need to be looking at multiple. So he's looked at like double that, 3,000 or more than that. The number of women-owned companies referred over within that period, y'all, can you guess how many? I guarantee you will not get it. It's less than 10. I mean, on two hands can count the number of women-owned companies that were actually referred over for alternative sources of capital after they had gone into the bank. Because remember, we work with a lot of banks, okay? We're getting a lot of referrals from banks, other people in other finance industry, and the other people in equipment finance. We believe in partnerships and collaboration, right? So I'm telling, isn't that a stark, like a huge gap, guys? Listen, like, I don't even know if you understand what I'm saying. This is a big problem, y'all. So listen, women are the fastest growing group of business entrepreneurs right now, right? They own nearly half of all businesses in the US, okay, generating 19 trillion in 19 trillion in revenue. They're employing like 10 million people, okay? So yet not getting funding? What? Still receiving lower loan amounts? Huh? Still mostly self-funded? What is that? Like that, you know what I'm saying? So this is, and that's just women, okay? And we're talking about women of color, and minority groups. So this needs to change, okay? It needs to change, right? So statistically, those numbers just don't make sense, guys. They just don't. So and then what I did is I started asking a lot of my other male colleagues the same question. You would be surprised. I'm telling you, they're saying the same thing, y'all. The same thing. Okay, so we are 100% dedicated to fighting that fight and making sure that people can get funded. So you're not out there, just like I said, throwing spaghetti out there. There's a strategy to get this done, you guys. Women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. I just gave you some of those statistics. But men are out here doing it too. So, and unfortunately, a lot of the smaller businesses and a lot of minority businesses are struggling with help. But you know, um, some of the businesses that women are starting are, just all across the board: waste management, office waste management. I'm in an accelerator right now for Fourth Wave, and there are 3 women in there from Berkeley. All right, you guys, 3 women, and they're like in their 20s, right? 3 women from Berkeley, and they're building this system for that's going to change the game for waste management. All right, it's like an AI tool that scans in the garbage bag, right? The garbage pail, the thing that the guy comes and picks up with the truck, right? The little arm comes out, gets the garbage pail, and then dumps the stuff out. They're building something that can like detect, hazardous materials in this thing. Like, guys, this stuff, I'm telling you, will blow your mind what you can do, right? So you can do anything. People are out here doing amazing things, and you can do the same, right? So, what we're going to go over today is how you can leverage, right? How you can negotiate for yourself to get the best terms for credit and financing. And then things you can do that are actually really going to make a huge difference in your business. Because, guys, look, I have helped my clients get loans for 75K, 100K. We're working on 250K, 6 million. We're closing next week. Not 30K, or we've helped our client reduce payments from 30K a month to 9K. We've helped lower other payments. We've consolidated MCAs. We are here to help. It's what we do. We believe in it. So we're going to go over all of the things that you need to do so that you can leverage, so that you can negotiate. I hope you got that pen, you got that paper, you got that notebook, because it's about to get good, y'all. Okay. So I'm telling you how to do this. Okay. And it's going to get fun. So let's get into it. The first thing you need to do, and this may sound like really basic. You might be like, duh, Dominique, I already knew that. Like, you telling me to come prepared? What the hell are you talking about? No, I'm telling you, come prepared, because this is knowing what your strengths and your weaknesses are going to help you, right? So come prepared, meaning look up your personal credit. Do you have established business credit? How long have you been in business? Do you know how much revenue you make every month? Is your revenue consistent, right? Or is it cyclical, right? Are you in a seasonal business? Okay. If we're looking at your bank statements, does it show that you have money coming in, right? That more money coming in than it does going out, right? Or are you overdrawing? Are there a lot of non-sufficient funds? Are you in your business bank account actually using it for other things, right? Are you eating out? Are you taking a Lyft? Are you ordering Netflix on your business bank account? So those are things that stick out. Start being prepared before you go in. That doesn't mean like, oh, I'm going to go, I need a loan, so I'm going to go in on Tuesday. No, this starts early. It starts like now, right? It starts from today. Okay. Right, guys? So know your strengths, know your weaknesses, write them down. Okay. Write them down, because when we are going to ask you what's going on, right? By knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are, we can actually put together a package that can, if it's viable, if it makes sense, and if we do work together, that makes sense, to where we can explain it to the lender that if we were able to obtain this funding, look what the client could be able to do, right? Yes, they're going to this right now, but look what they would be able to do based off of what they've already done already, right? So we can put that together, right? Real life situation happens. It happens to everybody, okay, guys? Don't worry about that, all right? You are okay. It's all right. You're doing the right thing. You just need to don't get so discouraged, okay? Because when you come prepared, this is going to do 2 things for you, okay? First of all, it's going to give you more confidence, okay? You're not going to be as stressed out, right? And then the second thing it's going to do is it's going to let the lender know that you already acknowledge your weakness, okay? Then lets the lender know that you at least know that you have some, uh logic. You have some sense of what's going on in your business. You're not just going in there and going, everything's fine, everything's perfect, yeah, it's so great, when it's really not, right? So you are being honest and you're being upfront. Trust me, it may sound like oxymoron, what, I got to be honest with my banker, but I'm telling you, honesty gets you so much further if you know, when you're honest with your banker. Look, millions of dollars, okay, millions of dollars have been able to get funded because of a simple explanation. It's just a simple explanation, guys, okay? And a lot of people think that they're going to hurt themselves by telling us and telling the lenders what the weaknesses are. But God, I'm telling you that it works. It's way worse than that when we have to find out at the last minute. We just had a client actually where we were literally at the very last minute, literally putting handing over the client with the lender. They were signing paperwork, funds were about to be dispersed, so it was the last minute phone call. And the guy was like, yeah, actually, I'm not actually going to be the owner, and this guy can come back and take my company away at any time. What? What did you just say? So that, you know what I mean? Like, that is a huge shock. And of course, that did not end up happening. We pulled out, lender pulled out, of course, right? So be upfront, be upfront. Don't hide anything, don't hide any loans. People hide loans. I don't know, why do you guys do that? Don't do that. All right, it delays the process. We want to help you get funded, and I'm telling you, we can help you if you are upfront. But when we're about ready to get there, and then all of a sudden your SBA loan pops up that we've had our phone call and we've asked you multiple times, and you said, no, there are no other loans, and all of a sudden this loan pops up, that's gonna delay the process, guys. So just know we're here to help you. The lender is here to help you. Whoever you work with, they're there to help you and guide you and make sure that you get to where you need to be. All right. So look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses. It's all good. It's okay. Okay. Let's say, I'm gonna give you another example. All right, you guys. Let's say you have damaged personal credit. This is so common, y'all. It is so common for entrepreneurs. Why? Because we use our personal credit when we first start, right? Don't we? Unless you have money, right? From family, from friends, or, and other, it was given to you or whatever, then you're self-funding. Okay. So and that's a risk, right? And unfortunately, what is at stake is our personal credit at that point. So by going to a lender, being upfront, saying, "Hey, look, I've had some challenges with my personal credit," that is okay. It gives us something to work with. And actually, at that point, I might even be able to refer you to a good connection of mine who can help you with your credit. It's not an overnight thing, guys. All right, you got to stop falling for this. Hey, I'll fix your credit in 30 days thing. Listen, that should give you a red flag. Like, you can't fix your credit in 30 days, especially if you have like crazy stuff going on, it's going to take time. Okay. And that's okay. All right. That's okay. As long as you start. The worst thing is knowing that you have stuff to fix and you don't take any action on getting it done. Right. So just know that was our example, right? You may have challenge credit. Let us know you have challenge credit. Cool. No problem. Right. And lets us know what programs you can qualify or cannot qualify for either. Right. But since then, I've had bad credit. I worked with a credit restoration company, was a credit repair from an attorney's office, and built my business credit. So you can do it too. Okay. Just pay your bills as agreed and do your thing. But another part of being prepared is, let's say you've taken out an MCA, right? Let's say you're at the point where you're like, oh well, Dominique, actually, I've already took out an MCA. I took out a short-term loan. I might even have two, right? I might even have two. Okay, cool. Part of coming prepared is, hey, can you bring that paperwork so we can at least look at the balances? Cool. Next step, right? Then we move on. But you don't hide it. Okay, don't hide it. Especially if you are going to put your time into this process, make it worth your while. All right. So and plus it makes the whole thing go much smoother. All right. So, and when you take ownership, right, you take ownership of the weaknesses or whatever has happened, then the lender respects that. right? They respect that, and they're like, all right, cool. Why do they respect that? Because they know that things happen in business. Okay, what are you doing to fix it? Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan put in place for the funds? Do you have a plan for how the funds are going to show profit? Right? This can only happen if you're prepared and writing this stuff down. You should, I have a few tips here, right? Assign deposit days, meaning days where you are going to go into the bank or and deposit or, transfer your funds over. And then you make sure you document everything. Why? Because when you measure, when you write things down, y'all, you triple your chances of success because you wrote it down. You can see it, you can measure it with your eyes. So it makes it more tangible, right? So if you need help with that, if you're not really sure how to get that going, then just connect with us, schedule your one-on-one, right? Implement invoices, use PayPal, use things like Square. Okay, guys, use things like QuickBooks, use what you need to use to get you going. All right. Now, number 2, build a relationship with your lender. 100%. Even if you don't qualify, guys, we're an alternative finance platform, but we work with banks. Hey, eventually one day we hope to have our software implemented inside of the banks, okay? Inside of the local banks, black banks, we want to help provide those so that they can also start lending more in the community, right? Build a relationship with your lender. Why? Because, and especially build relationships with us, we can combine loans. You can combine loans, y'all. That means you can get a line of credit and you can get a term loan. You can get an invoice factoring and you can get a term loan. You can combine it. You can get equipment finance and a term loan. It depends on what you need. A little thing on my lip here, sorry. So step 1 of this process, guys, build a relationship with your banker, even if you don't qualify. Okay, go in there, open a checking account, open a savings account. Do not have a business out here and don't be depositing into your business bank account. I just met with a lady yesterday, or not yesterday, earlier in the week actually, and has a PayPal but no bank account. And when I said to deposit into your business bank account, no real urgency there. Listen, you can do that, but I'm here to tell you that you don't have a business at that point. Okay, you have a hobby. That's a fact. You have a hobby, and just as somebody in the lending space that is looking at your application, if your application came across our desk, you would be denied because you don't have a business bank account. So why do that to yourself? You're waking up every morning. You have a plan. You're investing in this business. You're showing up. You're putting in customers, you're putting in the effort, yet you're not going to make yourself look credible on paper. What? Why? Why not? So go out there, do what needs to be done. Okay, get a business bank account, y'all. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Any more excuses about not having a business bank account is just ridiculous. You have a hobby. Okay, you will never get funded. It will never happen. You can use business credit, but remember, business credit is a tool, right? It's a tool to be used as leverage. And eventually, you can't use business credit for payroll. There's full transparency. So what are you going to do in those situations, right? So this is why this community is called the domino effect. You're doing the steps, step by step by step, what you need to do to get financing. It's not just, hey, I need $100,000, right? You need more than that. And eventually one day you're going to go back because you're going to grow, right? So, it's all about leverage, guys. Go in there, build a relationship with them. And I'm talking about like not just the larger banks either. I'm talking about like your, credit unions, your local, your Golden One, your Safe, your Key Bank, your PNC Bank, all of these banks you can establish different relationships with. So go in there. And sometimes even when you go in there, and especially if you have a good enough score, they'll even offer you, a business line right there. Okay. So leverage your relationship. Always, 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 please be truthful and please be honest. I beg of you, because this is only going to allow us to help you better. Right. So let's go. All right. So now we're on number 3, guys. Understand your options. This is crucial. Okay. Understand your options. What do we mean by options? Okay. Meaning understand what's available to you. A lot of people think that only going to the bank was their only option, right? I'm here to tell y'all that that is not true. All right. So thank the Lord that is not true, right? So there are so many more options than just having to go to your bank. And if they say no, they say no. Okay. But one of the things they're looking at any lender, if you want to get any type of business type of financing, meaning lines of credit, working capital, you want money, right? You want that money. They're going to look at three things. They're going to look at your cash flow. They're going to look at your credit. They're going to look at your collateral. All right, you guys. So remember, we talked about your strengths, your weaknesses. Okay, this is part of it, right? Now, what could be a strength here? Do you have cash flow? Are you generating 10,000 a month or more? You can get something called revenue-based financing, right? If not, maybe you're at 5,000. You could do something like gig worker financing. Now, you could also now with if you're doing more than that, 100%, you're good, right? And then you have credit. Now, if you have a 680 and above, you could qualify for something like unsecured financing. You could qualify for 0% interest credit cards where you could get up to $150,000 or more in the form of business credit cards that you could also then liquidate for cash. You could also look at collateral, guys. Now, collateral is not just real estate. If you have a brick and mortar, and I'm not talking about your home because we don't leverage your homes here. So we're not talking about a HELOC here. Okay. I'm talking about collateral. Like, are you operating in a physical location? Do you have a brick and mortar, right? I'm talking about, collateral like accounts receivables, right? Are you invoicing? Do you have clients that pay you at a later date? Okay. Are you a contractor? Do you get paid through your general contractor? You're a subcontractor. Do you get paid through your general contractor at a later date? Okay. That's that's collateral, right? Because now you got receivables. Okay. We have a lady the other day, she's got 500K in receivables, right? So she could get a line of credit based off of her receivables. So she could also do something like a term loan. Okay. So she could also do revenue-based financing. So there's all different, and she has a credit score to qualify for unsecured financing. So there's all different. This is what I mean. But the way that we do it is we structure it in a way that what is your long-term goal and where are you trying to get to? What's going to be the best fit for you then? So do you have assets like, that you can attribute for collateral, right? Like, do you have any heavy machinery? Do you have vehicles? Things like that. Do you have intellectual property, right? Okay. So look at your coming prepared, right? Back to that is when you know when you know your personal credit score, when you know your business credit score, you also know a better idea what your options are, right? So that you can look at what is going to be the best thing that you should select. Okay. So you can have one of these strengths, you can have none of these strengths, you can have all of these strengths, or you can have, nothing, right? Like I said, right? You can have one or the other, right? You can have cash flow, but as your strength and you're trying to get financing, but you're applying based on your credit. So a little bit of a tongue twister there, right, guys? Let me say that again. Listen, if your strength is cash flow, right? Let's say your strength is cash flow. A lot of businesses run into trouble because they have a cash flow strength, but they're applying with a lender who is focused on their credit, right? And their credit is poor. So, or vice versa, right? Or maybe they're applying with an asset-based lender, okay? And that's not what they need. So applying with the wrong lenders is also a common problem, okay? Now, if you don't have any strengths at all, you got nothing, right? You got nothing yet. That's okay, guys, all right? You can look at things like grants. You can look at things like crowdfunding. Hell, you even want to look at business credit, okay? You absolutely want to be establishing your business credit. I'm telling you, it is a game changer, okay? You don't actually need cash flow credit or collateral to start establishing business credit. And business credit only makes your profile more robust, allowing for better rates and terms. And we had a client one time that we barely, we couldn't push the client over, but we would have been able to push the client over. They asked us, well, do they have business credit? If they had that established, boom, it would have been good. But because they had no business credit, For that client, we weren't able to push that one through. So, guys, next thing that we got to go into is having a plan. Okay, having a plan. When you have a plan, then you can negotiate, right? So you can negotiate for better terms. You can. It allows you to not even be taken advantage of, right? So let's say, for example, you want an SBA loan, right? But your underwriting requirements, they want collateral, they want you to put a certain amount of money down, 10, 20%, whatever that looks like, right? If you know, okay, well, I have this amount that I could pledge, in assets, right? Maybe I have this amount for my 401k, or I have this amount in stocks that I could use. I have this amount of leverage that I know I could use, right? I'm going to come to the lender and I'm like, hey, I have $500,000 in receivables. Can you help me with this, right? Any kind of asset that you can offer up as collateral that you can leverage, guys, the better, okay? So now I just gave you four ways that you can negotiate, right? 4 tools that you can have to help you find the right lender that are going to actually help you leverage. Okay, you know that you need to establish relationships. You know that you need to be prepared to talk about your strengths, your weaknesses. When you do this, when you have a plan, now you can negotiate. Okay. Now you can talk about these terms. You talk about higher approval amounts. You can talk about lower interest rates. Whatever you're not happy with, then we can discuss it, right? We can get into that nitty gritty, right? But don't just go and be like, so can I just get a better interest rate? I mean, you can, but don't get discouraged when it doesn't happen. Okay, so don't be shocked when it doesn't happen, but you will be shocked when you see how much leverage that this actually following these tips, right? So guys, if you need more help, if you want to learn more about that, then just go to plan.dominoeffectsgroup.com, schedule your free finance assessment. We're talking about all of that lending that's available to you so that you're not having to go out there and apply with all of these crazy random lenders, right? So, if you don't have any experience in this, then you probably don't realize that there's actually a lot of different types of financing out there, right? And so we want to help you save that time, okay? But if you're going to go out there and get started today, which is great, okay, I want you to first ask yourself, these questions, okay? Can I get, or always be asking these actually, can I get the capital? Okay. Can I get the capital for my loan or for my company? Sorry. What type of loans are available to me? Okay. Because I know what my strengths are, I know what my weaknesses are. What am I going to use my funds for? Guys, they're going to ask you this. We ask you this. What are you going to use the funds for? If you say, I don't really know. I'm not sure. I might, take a break. You are going to automatically get declined. It's an automatic denial. Do not answer like that. Okay. You need to have a plan for the funds. You need to know what you're doing with it, right? And, that's what also the difference is between good debt and bad debt, y'all. Good debt is when you have a plan to put the money to use. Bad debt is where we get it and then you just, it bleeds the pocket, right? It's not doing anything. Okay. So that's what you don't want to have. Okay. So ask yourself these questions before you're going in, right? Now, what if you have bad credit? Okay. We talked about this. When a lot of entrepreneurs, when we get started, I hear this all the time. Help me out, Dominique. Help me, Dom. I got bad credit. Okay. Don't worry. I got you guys. I got you. Okay. So the biggest thing you want to do, if you have no cash flow, no credit, no collateral, even if you are already an established business out here operating, you need to have business credit, y'all. You need to, okay? The biggest companies in the world use business credit. What do we do here at the Domino Effect? Right here, we teach you what? Somebody say it, how to leverage, okay? We teach you how to leverage. This is the cheat code that the most successful companies, I'm talking about Walmart, I'm talking about Target, I'm talking about Louis Vuitton, I'm talking about all of these companies, they use these same strategies, okay? The exact same. It's no different. All right. So what you want to do, and I'm going to break it down for you since you're here in the webinar, and I appreciate you all. What I'm going to do is break it down for you. All right. you want to get a virtual address. These are the steps. There are 10 steps that I'm going to go over real quick, okay? Now, get your business address. Make sure your business is it. This is what you want to do first, okay? Get it first. If you already have a business and you're already established, that's okay. We can go back and we can amend it. But what you need to be doing is get this business address established first. Make sure your business is in good standing, okay? And you need to go and check the Secretary of State. I'll have links put up on my website. It's a link to all 50 states, okay? All of the Secretary of State websites in all of the 50 states, okay? Check them all. Make sure you're in good standing. Matter of fact, comment if you want that list of the Secretary of State in all 50 states, then comment SOS, Secretary of State. All right, and I'll send it to you. All right. Now, after you do that, then you want to go get your EIN. Okay, you've registered. Why are we doing this? We need to make sure it's matching, y'all. It needs to match, okay? We cannot have Dominique's Catering Service over here and Dominique's Catering LLC over here, okay? It needs to match, okay? Always remember, for business credit, matching is a big deal, okay? My socks, I don't always have my socks matching, but I'm telling you, for your business credit, you got to have that matching, okay? All right, I don't know why. That's just the way that it is, okay? That's the name of the game. So, you don't want to have, like I said, Dominique Brun, like LLC on one form, and then Dominique Brun Enterprises on another. Okay, so here's a little tip: make sure that your name's available, guys. Make sure your name's available first, okay? Because you don't want to go and register, and then you've already got, what Dominique Brun LLC, and then you go on to register for your Secretary of State, and it's taken, right? You can't even take it, so you choose enterprises. You can't do that, okay? So make sure that they're matching. All right, now step 3 here, business bank account. I'm telling you to notice I haven't said DUNS yet, right? If any of you are kind of familiar with business credit, I'm not even talking about the DUNS yet, okay? Because you want to get your business bank account. You got to get your business bank account. Don't be using Cash App. Use it, but deposit it into your business bank account, okay? Venmo, use it, but deposit it into your business bank account, okay? And don't pay anything before you deposit it into your business bank account. Don't do it, okay? Make sure you're depositing first, and then you make, you can pay out of that. But for if any reason you're not eligible to get a business bank account, go fix it. Don't just let it fester. Don't just let it sit there, because eventually you're going to need it. So, especially if you want big money to grow and scale, we're thinking big here, guys, okay? So you need a business checking account. Then step number 4, you need 3 things in step number 4, okay? These are kind of put together. So you need a business phone number, you need your business website, and you need a business email, okay? Now, I said business bank account first, but in step number 4, you need this, right? Okay. Now, you need, let's talk about the website. Not a calendar website, okay? Not a calendar website, not a scheduling link, a legitimate website. Guys, we are looking at websites, okay? When we're in the underwriting process, we are checking, we're looking you up. So make sure that you've spent time on your website. It's a real one, okay? A Facebook won't count. You cannot use a Facebook link. Don't use an Instagram link. Let's talk about your email. All right. And even before we even get to email, because this is kind of going to be a dual thing, what I'm about to say. For your website, if you need a tip on what websites to use, go to GoDaddy. I love GoDaddy, okay? Not only do I really love the platform of GoDaddy, but I actually really like the customer service that they have. You can talk to them. They have 24/7 customer service, you guys, that will walk you through everything. I've set up multiple websites on GoDaddy. I love GoDaddy. And you can also use other websites, like, other people use Wix, but I personally I think GoDaddy is the bomb. So GoDaddy is my go-to. You can set up payment links on GoDaddy. You can put your products on GoDaddy. You can get your email, which is what I was just about to segue into. GoDaddy actually gives you a email. I mean, so when you set it up, You set up your website, your domain, you get an email, right? So, and then if you want additional emails, then you have to purchase additional emails, but it's like $7 or $8, something like that. So what you do then, and it's getting dark, y'all, so appreciate you bearing with me. Got the sun shining in through our setting, but anyway, what they'll do is you can get an email, so you can get like admin at Domino Effects Group, support at Domino Effects Group, Dominique at Domino Effects Group. So do not want to have a Gmail. Can you have a G? I have a Gmail. Okay, I send all of my coaching materials over there. I get my mentorship materials. I have a Gmail. Okay, but it's not what I put on my business application. It's not my business app email, and it's not how I conduct legitimate business, right? So if you want to unlock $50,000, okay, if you want to get this $50,000 in trade lines and business credit, which is 100% attainable, which we've seen happen over and over and over and over and over again for our clients. If you want to do this, then you need to follow these steps, guys, okay? And, don't get discouraged. This is just what you got to do, right? If that's what you want. So, all right, then step number 6, we're finally going to get to the Duns, okay? I mean, 5. Why is this number 5, okay? Because when you go to Dun & Bradstreet, right? When you go to the Dun & Bradstreet website, and Dun & Bradstreet is one of the 3 business credit bureaus, when you go to, or business credit reporting agencies, when you go there, you're going to be putting in your business name, your business email, your business phone number, your business website. It's easier to do all of this after you've already done the other steps. Y'all feeling me? Are you feeling me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? Okay. You see what I just did there? It's easier to do this the first time when you've already done the other steps, y'all. I mean, come on. It's a beautiful thing, okay? So, and don't worry, guys, if you've already moved past this point, you can easily go back and amendment. We work with you through that, and we can help you do that. But you can do this quickly, y'all. Some people knock this stuff out in a week, all right? So when you get your duns, and if you're already a seasoned business and you already have your duns, then my tip for you is to go back and check your information. Trust me, go back and check your information. I had to go back and check my information because they had my business. Even though my Secretary of State and my IRS was matching, somewhere along the lines, my business was registered to my home address. So some trade line, a vendor had picked up and that it was registered to my home address, which actually, when I did the research, was actually the bank. When I went into the bank and filled out the application and put the business address, for some reason, when they linked it to my home address. So you guys have to constantly be on top of your information. You have to constantly be checking it. Okay. Maybe maybe you are in a situation where you're like, you have multiple employees, right? You have multiple employees, and you're making like 300K a year, right? But they don't have that information, right? They have you as like with one employee making 10K a year. So get in there and update your information, because you can be denied for stuff like that, okay, if it's not matching. So if you're brand new, that's great. You can go in there and you can start off from the very beginning with a very, very, very strong foundation. Ooh, can I get this up here? Ooh, so that you guys aren't looking at that. Oh, you still kind of see that. All right. Now, let's keep moving along, guys, because step number 6, I put 6 and 7 on here because social media is great. Okay. I love social media. Follow me on social media. Please follow my YouTube channel, where we do free courses on how to get funding and how you can grow your business. But social media also gives out a lot of bad information, guys, because you can give out information in 30 seconds, 45 seconds, right? So I added this number 6 and number 7 here because I wanted to give you some up-to-date information. Nav is one that I see circulating around. I want you guys to be aware that Nav is now Nav Boost. Okay. I'm sorry. Now Nav Prime. It used to be Nav Boost and now it's Nav Prime. You cannot, if you are a business operating in California, Nevada, North Dakota, South Dakota, unfortunately, these are not for you. All right. So you cannot get a NAV Prime account. That is because California has really fucked up regulations and they just don't want to touch it. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. All right. So hopefully that will change, right? Hopefully we'll get somebody that actually will take note of that, right? So what they do, though, for all my people that are not in those states, is you can get 2 trade lines. Okay, so 2 trade lines that are reporting to Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian Business, which are the credit reporting agencies. So you can get 2 trade lines, guys. Now, Divvy. Divvy is now Bill. Bill, I actually use Bill. I get actually payments from Bill. I have my some of my subscribers and some of my payment links go through Bill. So when that gets paid, it actually gets distributed through the bill.com website. So Bill Divvy is now Bill. You know, companies get bought out all the time, right? So one thing I want to tell you is that you right now they have something called a corporate credit card. Okay, probably not available to you. I believe you need to have $20,000 in cash flow in your business bank account at a time when you apply. And then also, but if you can qualify for Divvy, it is a really good revolving account, right? So, but I wanted to address it because I don't want you guys out there applying for things that you don't necessarily qualify for. Okay. Now, Wex though. Wex was a good card. Okay. Wex is a fleet card and you can use that for fuel, for maintenance. It's a game changer, you guys. If you're using your personal credit cards to do things like that, right? So, this is a little game changer, and a Wex card helps you unlock big money faster, right? It's a tier 1 account, right? And in business credit, we didn't even talk about the tiers. We're getting into it next, but having vendor accounts, net 30 accounts, revolving trade lines, that is going to help you get more money faster. Okay. Your profile is going to look very, very different, guys. Okay. You are going to look credible. You're going to look robust, right? Because I'm telling you all of the things that they're not telling you, y'all. I'm telling you all of the secrets, all of the sauce. Okay. So, don't apply for any of these things that you cannot qualify for. Okay. I hate to see my California people applying for NAV Prime. You're not going to get it. Okay. Or they might give you 1 account, but not the 2, or, it's a waste of time. So we want to make sure that we're making, really valuable use of our time, a smart use of our time. Okay, guys. Now, step 8, these tier accounts. I want you guys to know that when you have multiple trade lines recording, okay, 14, 15, even more than that. When you have multiple trade lines reporting, then you actually you have the option, not for all universal cash cards, but you have the option for some of them that you don't even need to use your PG. All right, you've proven that your business can sustain, that you can pay your bills on time. That's the biggest thing they're looking at, right, with business credit, that you can pay your bills on time. So you've proven that you can do this. You've proven that you can do this with multiple trade lines, with multiple vendors, period. Right? Period. Point blank, period. So by doing that alone, that gets them excited to give you more. When you have business credit, you get higher limits, you get higher amounts. Okay. You're on your personal credit. Think about it like this. If you go in and you apply for a business card on your personal credit, you might be getting approved for maybe $5,000, $7,000, maybe even 12 or 20. But when you have your business credit established, you're looking at like 50, 60, 70, $80,000, like, or more. Okay, guys. So make sure you have these tier 1, these tier 2 accounts. That's, your fleet cards, your Wex, your 7-Eleven, your Shell, and then you have your retail, which is, Amazon. You have, Amazon, you have Apple, you have all Sam's Club, we have all of these different, and actually Sam's Club is not a tier 2, it's further down. But why am I telling you this, right? I'm telling you this because I want you to be prepared. I want you to have 5 tier 1 accounts. I want you to have 5 tier 2 accounts, 5, 3, and 5, 4. All right. That is going to give you the score that's going to give you the profile that you need. That's going to make you really diverse and really strong. Okay. So number 9, make sure you're pulling your personal credit reports as part of being prepared. We talked about that, right, guys? Pull your personal credit reports. Do you have a 680? If you have a 680 and above, y'all, you can qualify for fast track funding right away, right? Unsecured financing. You qualify for that, right? So, guys, what does that look like? That's that 0% interest funding or more. There's a combination where we could do loans with that as well. So here's a tip, though. I will let you know, especially for my seasoned business owners out there, if you're out there and you're still not sure why you're getting denied, make sure you don't have a block on there. Make sure you don't have a freeze or a fraud alert on your personal report when you're trying to get, really big money for your business. Okay. I just literally went through, just had this happen with my client. We were running a soft pull, but we couldn't get the full results because he had a block on this TransUnion. So lifted it, boom. And now we're finishing the process. So, guys, another bonus I want to hit you up with here: PayPal and Square. Okay. I talked about PayPal and Square quickly already, but PayPal and Square, y'all. All right. Get a business bank account or get a business account with them. Many people might have had a personal before. Get a business account. Okay, y'all, because they have working capital loans. So you show that you have activity, you have revenue as you start to grow. They offer working capital loans. They can either be term loans, it could be a line of credit, whatever that is. But when I'm talking about like unlocking this funding, right? Unlocking this funding with business credit, you can unlock up to $50,000 in business credit. You do this the right way, y'all, within 6 months. Okay. Seen it happen in less. So you do this the right way, but I've also seen it take longer if you take longer, right? So it's all a matter of how quickly you move. So if you move quickly, you can access this $50,000 within 6 months. And not only that, but I want you to be thinking about what that looks like, right? It looks like it may be $50,000 in one term loan. It may be $50,000 as a line of credit, or it may be accumulation of all of those things, right? It may be $50,000 in business credit, vendors and trade lines, right? Or it may be $40,000 in business credit and trading lines. It may be $50,000 in 0% interest credit loans. What we're saying is it's going to be all encompassing. You're going to get that funding, right? So you get a business account with PayPal, you show revenue, that's leverage right there. Okay. That's leverage. When we talked about a business banking relationship, let me go back here and show you this, guys. Number 10, talk about a business banking relationship, guys. If you have a personal card, you have a personal Amex, you have a personal Discovery, you have a personal Chase, a personal Citi, personal Cap One. Maybe not, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend Cap One, but a personal Citi, then you have leverage. Use that. Talk to your banker. Hey, I started a business. What are some options that you have for me? Okay. So that's an action. That's a bonus item. That's a homework action item I'm giving you guys. I want you guys to get out there and I want you to leverage relationships with your lenders. I want you to come back here and tell me what that looks like. Text 888-488-4145 and let me know what that process is going like for you. Okay. This is a higher level nugget, right? Being able to transition. Okay, guys, talking with your banker. Why am I saying that? Because they have programs that are not even advertised, you guys. Like they have so many different programs that are available and they're not even out there talking about it all the time, right? So, you don't know what's out there. They have a lot of programs for women, minorities, veterans. Like, you get out there and figure out what it is, what they got for you, okay? But they won't have anything for you if you don't got that business bank account. So get in there and get that business bank account, okay? Talk with a business banker. Do not talk with the teller. They don't know what they can't help you, okay? So make an appointment with your business banker and talk with them, okay? And here I'm going to give you another little tip, okay? We talked about the website. I want you to know that you can do this easy, right? You set up your website, okay? And then you have your social media pages, okay? You set up your social media page, set up your LinkedIn. You should have a LinkedIn page. Everybody should have a LinkedIn page. The more data, the more digital footprint you have, the better, especially as a new entrepreneur, guys. We're going to go when they Google your business, Lenders are coming to look for you online. Okay, so those days of them not looking are, I don't even know if we had those days, but yeah, actually we did have those days. That's why we had that crisis. So, the days of them not looking and them not checking are over. All right, you guys. Now, here are some additional, I want to hit you since you've been here rocking with me. I want to get you with some bonuses here of some tier ones that you can apply with. Okay. So, but remember, don't apply for any of these until you've checked your foundation. Okay. Stop looking for shortcuts. Okay. Everybody say, stop looking for shortcuts. Stop looking for shortcuts, y'all. We're not doing that anymore. Okay. And stop asking me to build business credit for you too, because I can't. I'm here to guide you. All right. I can't do it for you. And anybody that out there that tells you that they'll do it for you is lying to you. Okay. Because they can't. You need to sign paperwork. You need to actually upload paperwork into our finance suite so we can check it out. You need to sign your name. We can't do that for you. So what I can do is guide you through it the whole way though. So, but guys, don't you want to do this on your own, right? If you have somebody coming in and doing the work for you, you'll never learn. So make sure all you got to do is learn it this one time, implement it, and then take that strategy and duplicate it for your next business venture, your next investment opportunity, whatever that is. Take it, but take ownership and take responsibility. Is this important to you? I can't tell you how many times I've talked with people and they know that they need this. They know it. They said, I have this situation that's happening, but I'm just afraid to move forward. What is more scary, right? What's more scary is knowing that your business is about to go under if something doesn't change, or being afraid that this might work and also knowing that your business is going to go under if things don't change. Shit, if you ask me, the business going under if things don't change, that's pretty fucking scary, right? So, that's just something that you need to think about. And I will watch my language. I apologize. But, so make sure that you guys, think about this, put some action into this. Don't just apply, do the time, do the research. But even more than this, it doesn't just stop here. There's grants and there's other resources available to you. And I actually have a few grants in here that I would love to share with you that I have coming up in just a sec. But there's grants for women, minorities, vets, guys. We spend way more time and way more money on things that are way less important. Okay. So take the time to research grants, research these vendors that are going to help you get approved, because when you make the time, you stop doing these shortcuts, you do it one good time for yourself. After that, you never have to learn the process over again. All right, you guys? So one, you can either do it on your own, which takes longer. You will make mistakes is what we typically find. Or two, you can do it with our program where you actually have a dedicated team and accountability. We know exactly what we're doing. We know exactly how to guide you through it. All right, you guys? So here is some more additional, tier ones that you could look at. Wise Business Plan, CEO Creative, Shirtsy, Quill is no longer a tier one, actually. And then you have Uline. So that is what we're doing in order to be success, guys. Approvals are on your way. All right. Now let's talk about what you can do. Let's talk about what you can do. Okay. Because it's not just about business credit, right? One thing we didn't even touch on really quick is getting your business credit reports right here. Okay. You want to get your business credit reports. You want to get that pulled. We mentioned Dun & Bradstreet. We mentioned Equifax. We mentioned Experian. Now, if you're going to pull from all of these locations separately, it's going to cost. So you're looking at a couple $100, okay? So, but we have it so you can get it at $69 a month. We're the only organization that actually pulls all three into one place, which is pretty cool. But you can do this right now if you wanted to get off and go do it tonight. Leave me a comment, send me a message, and I'll actually send you the links in order to get to the Equifax site. And the Experience site. But you want to be looking at these. You want to be going to your Dun & Bradstreet, pulling it. If you don't have a business credit report, if you know you don't have any business credit established, then no need to really pull your report, right? But all of these things, you guys, work together, okay? And I want you guys to start thinking big, because that is what really got me excited about my company, about growing this platform, is thinking big. Was the companies that I'm talking about multi-million dollar companies. I wish I could tell you some of them. There was one company that we were working with that is seeking a $120 million loan. It was a movie company. Okay. We're working on a company right now. It's a tire manufacturer. Okay. They're seeking a $270 million line of credit. You can dream big. None of these companies started off like that. They all started off small. Okay. Small, with just an idea. So, guys, the idea is dream big. You can do this, okay? I don't want you to just be thinking like, oh, I'm just going to have a random shop on the corner. Think big, okay? How can you implement AI on what you're doing? How can you use social media to advance what you're doing to get your more customers? So, guys, okay, we went over the foundation. We went over how to negotiate. We went over how to build your business credit. Woo, we are getting into it tonight. My God. I am so happy that you guys are here. So happy to see you guys. Thank you for joining the channel. Thank you for joining the show. And the course, the class, the webinar, and you guys just keep me motivated to keep going. So let's talk about this. You guys, if you have a business, you don't have to get a car in your personal anymore. I said it. I let you know. You don't have to get a car in your personal anymore. Okay. I have a client right now. They're looking for $100,000 line of credit and calling me every day. Can I get my car now? I really want to get my car. How many times have I told you to get this car under your EIN? You get the car under your EIN, because when he first came to us, he was already car shopping. They already had like 8 inquiries from the car shopping, which limited the loan options that were available. You don't have to get this in your social anymore, y'all. Okay. Separate your liability. This is the game. Okay. This is the game. This is literally what the wealthy are doing. Separate your liability and put things in your business. Okay. Separate it. All right. Now and I'm not just talking about like a car for, that you use for, but hey, if you're in real estate and you're driving clients around, listen. Okay. Listen. All right. You need a fleet car, first of all. Okay. And then to take care of that gas as you're going from, property to property and picking your clients up because they want to see this house and that house and this house. But also, this car, we're talking about Sprinter vans, box trucks, EMS vehicles. If you're starting a dispatch company, if you're starting a delivery company, we're talking about that type of vehicle financing, y'all. Okay. So let's break this down. All right. I want you to pay attention. Okay. Because a lot of people are not going to tell you that you can get vehicle financing for your car based off of your EIN. Okay. They're not even going to tell you which dealerships. Okay. So I'm going to give you a bonus right here today, Ford, right? And I have a link here. If you come into the community, I'll have the slides. You know what? I might even just pull it up right now. I'm feeling frisky. So here we go. This is one of Ford. Look at this. These are all of the options that you can get for vehicle financing under your business. I mean, come on, somebody. I mean, come on. Look at that. Okay, vehicles. So many trans, SUV, specialty, Lincoln, police. Okay, you guys, EMS. All right, so this is what I am talking about. All right, you guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And you can do the exact same thing. All right. So when you look at a car, they're probably not going to say, hey, would you like to get this in your business's name? No, what? No, but you're going to go in there and you're going to say, I would like to get this. I'm thinking about getting this in my business name. No, because right when you go in, they're typically wanting to put it into personal, right? So every single lender, there's so many lenders out there that are offering commercial auto loans, guys. So you have to understand that you have choices. You have choices when you follow these strategies, when you follow these tips. You open up the door. All right. The door doesn't stay closed. Now they cannot say no to you. Okay. Because you've set yourself up in a way that has given you leverage. Okay. The whole atmosphere changes, y'all, when you are able to position yourself in that way. Okay. There's a lot of people doing this. A lot of people doing this. We had a client, she built a whole fleet. Okay. A whole fleet off of this. Okay. So you can do this. I was talking with a client, he's paying enterprise $3,000, guys. He's paying enterprise $3,000. He's paying a rental. Okay. Every single week, right? And he has other, he has supplies. He has to do the job. He has to do it, but he's paying a rental to freaking get this job done. Oh, it hurts my heart just listening to it, right? But if you have to see the value, you have to see the value in the long-term game. So many of us, we get caught up and like stressed out and like what's going on right now, but and yes, right now is it can be challenging, it can be difficult to breathe, especially if you're going through something, but you gotta think about the end game. Do you want to be paying this guy? I think, and I want to say it was like I want to say a week, but I don't want to misspeak, but it was, I mean, 3,000 regard. That's just crazy for renting. And then on top of that, you have to go get your supplies, and then you have to do, I mean, it wasn't economical because it was still a very early stage company. And so there were so many different other ways to do it. But, if you're very much focused on, well, no, because for his thing was, I need to get a small loan so that I can purchase this used truck, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm not saying, just saying, think about your different ways that you can actually leverage funding so that you can make it work for you at a better long term. So you're not getting maybe like a $5,000 loan that's not really going to help. Then you got to come back. That's not really going to help, right? Depending on the situation, for some people it might just be that little bit that they need to get over. But in that situation, it wasn't. So, guys, understand you have options. You have options. You can put your chips on the table. You can negotiate now. Okay. Bank of America has a commercial auto loan program. I think PNC. So I need you guys to realize there is a system in place. Okay. There's a system in place for you. And I want to empower you to let you know that there is, so that you know the difference. Now I want to hit you with some of these grants. Okay. Because you're here and I appreciate you. And this is just another way that you can get financing. We're talking about alternative ways of accessing capital. This is, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Okay. And I've even applied for some of these. Okay. So, and I have a friend, Rebecca from Valley Match, who just was in the startup SAC pitch competition. She just won a $2,500 grant. So, guys, grants can be in the form of competitions. They can be in the form of pitch competitions, pitch accelerators. It can be in the form of, just applying online and filling out a really, really, really long application. And there's a strategy to doing that as well. But guys, there's grants for Black-owned businesses, female-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, as you can see. So if you want the links to these grants, then send me a message, comment grants, or you can come into the community as well, and we will have all of these listed in the back office. So number one thing, guys, you can gain several benefits. Okay. You get several benefits by doing this. And you can't miss out when you get benefits from applying for the grants. You get benefits when you're getting a car in your business name. And hey, what's one benefit? It could be a tax write-off. Listen, I'm not a tax professional. I highly advise you get with your accountant and your tax strategist. But you can write that off. Okay, you can write it off, right? So, and it doesn't report to your personal unless you default. So don't default, but it doesn't report to your personal. Okay, guys. Everything include, if you're in that business loan, it's going to be, the auto loan, that'll be under your name. And then these are some of the grants that you can apply for. All right, guys. So listen, we have, students that are securing funding. They've gotten 100,000, 94,000. They've been able to execute these strategies that I'm telling you about. Okay. They're able to buy, they're getting vehicles in their business's name. Okay. They're doing that. They're actually using the 0% interest funding, and they're doing things like real estate investments. They are using it for startup capital. So to get that off the ground, since they can't get other financing. So, say I commit, guys. Say I commit, I'm going to be consistent, and just make that choice, make that move, right? You do it for yourself, do it for you. What is your why did you even start your business? Okay, I have a Dean Graziosi has something called the 7 levels deep, which is great, and it's a really great exercise. I highly recommend you guys do it. But it is really about going deep about why you started your business, right? Not, maybe the generic answer might be, well, I want to help people. Okay, but why do you want to help people? Well, I want to help people because, when I was younger, this and this happened, and I felt like I couldn't get help. Okay, well, why go deep, right? So, all right, you guys, we are almost there. You are rocking it. You are doing such an amazing job. I appreciate you guys, Dominoes. Love it. You guys are the domino in the chain. You are literally knocking it over and getting your way down to success. And I love that, guys. So, what did we talk about? We were we talked about the fundamentals. We talked about how to get funding with no PG. We're about to talk about passive income. We're about to talk about some of our lenders. So what I love doing this and why I love doing these webinars is because it's really about empowering people. It's about, because we've never been exposed to the game, y'all. So it's, we've always just kind of accepted the way that it was. That's not the case anymore. There's a better way to do all of this. And I want to make sure all my people have access to it. Okay. So if you guys are ready for some more, we are almost done here. But if you're ready for some more, I'm about to give you some more. Okay. Because this is all the juice. It's all the good stuff. It's Saturday. What do you guys got going on today? I'm not sure, but I hope you enjoy your weekend after this. But let's see. Now, I want you guys to always be in a position where you have, multiple income streams, because we know right now that, especially if you're watching the news, if you see what's going on with the current political climate, if you see what's going on with inflation, if you see what's happening, people are struggling, right? They are struggling to get financing. They are struggling to pay the bills. They've got 2 or 3 extra jobs. 2 or 3 extra W-2. They're not even home with their kids. They're too tired to even be present, y'all, and they're still broke. Okay, so that is, I firmly believe that with my help, that with being here, that by you being enrollment and with these programs, you will position yourself to never be broke again. Okay, so I don't want you to worry about anything from this day forward. I want you to position yourself so you have at least one passive income stream. Okay, guys, we have a really great opportunity here. But before I even get into that, I want you to first ask yourself, and this is a real question, y'all. I want you to really ask yourself this. I have a vision board, vision notebook here where I've asked listen, I do the same shit I'm telling you to do. Okay. And I want you to ask yourself this, and then I want you to let me know, what would you do? What would you do if you had $50,000 right now, guys? If you had $50,000 and it was just given to you in your bank account, what could you do with that right now? Okay. I want you to think about this. I want you to put some thought into it. I want you to think about it. I want you to write it down. I want you to write a couple of things. Could you use it for marketing campaign? Could you use it for inventory? Jackets, maybe you're a designer. Could you use it for equipment? Could you use it? How would that 50,000 change the trajectory of your whole business? Okay. If you got approved for it, what would you do with it, right? You could, if you are in, maybe you want to expand a studio, right? Maybe you're in music and you want to build a studio. You want to go into real estate, whatever that is. You want to consolidate some debt that you already have. There are so many options out there, right, you guys? I want you to put some serious thought into this, okay? I don't want to hear, I'm about to go shopping. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm about to go shop. No. Mm-mm. We're not going shopping yet until that is the term, until, okay? So you're not going to get fun, or you can go shopping, but you're not going to go shopping with the funding that's coming from our lender. So at the end of the day, guys, that Louis, that Gucci, it's not going to go anywhere anyway, right? So before you utilize that money to buy a liability, which is what it is, okay, make sure that we're using it to grow ourselves, grow our business, grow our asset, which is our business. Our business is our asset, right? Make the asset pay for your liability. So from this point forward, I want to be in a position, I want you to be in a position where the passive income is paying for things that move, propel forward, okay? You know, where you got that FU money, right? So, but that starts with having operations, right, in place. So there's a formula that you can leverage. Okay. One of my mentors, who is multimillionaire, very exceptional in this space, he has use a formula basically, right? Get the funds, don't spend all of the funds, okay? Save a portion of it, okay? Use a part of it, use part of it to pay it back. You know, you use what you need for your business, and then you use portion of it to acquire cash producing assets, okay? So set aside 10 to 25% to pay the loan. This is a formula that came straight back from one of the most successful gentlemen, and he's a creative seller, buying, selling millions and millions of assets under management, tons of properties. So if you get $50,000, guys, you need to strategically set some aside. You heard that Kevin Hart clip, right? He's like, you need to set aside this amount of money for taxes. Okay, that is the truth. Okay, so but the next step, this is the formula. Okay, don't spend all the money you make. Don't spend all the money that you're gonna get. Okay, leverage some of it. Okay, save a portion of it because you're gonna have to pay on it, right? But you know, that's part of being prepared, you guys. Okay, let me remind you, being an entrepreneur and being a business owner, you don't always have to build the business, guys. That's one thing. Okay, we're at a time right now where, you know, people want to be an entrepreneur, but they don't necessarily want to build something from the ground up. You don't have to. Okay, you know, they're talking about the Great Wealth Transfer, which is what we're in, right? Where a lot of baby boomers, a lot of older people are going to retire, right? So they're going to be selling their businesses. 1 out of 11 businesses gets sold. So that means there's 10 other businesses out there that are looking for buyers. All right. So you can use some of this funding to purchase a cash flowing business, right? That's one of my goals, to have a portfolio of cash flowing properties, right? So think about how you can leverage. You can go the vending machine route. There are lots of people who are very successful with vending machines. Okay, so you know, invest in a gas station. You can invest in a laundromat. You know, you can invest in a company that is similar to what you do, right? So let's say, for example, you are a landscaping company. You might invest in, you know, a staffing company, or maybe you might invest in another landscaping company, or maybe, you know, you might invest in a tool or something like that. Or if you're in professional services, if you're in accounting, you might invest in like a tax company. Or if you're already a lawyer, you might purchase another law firm, you know, something like that, right? So are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? You know, you picking up what I'm putting down, guys? So set aside some money. This is a system. I want you guys to understand that it's possible. You could even, with the vehicle financing, get vehicle financing and rent it out. I know a lady who actually does this, but she has a very specific clientele. She only does it to luxury clients. So they rent out her car for like music videos and, you know, photo shoots and stuff like that. That's it. That's it, guys. That's a very, and before I never even knew that you could even do that. So guys, think creatively what you could do with your business. A lot of people are thinking, oh, I'll just get a car and then, you know, use that to drive people around. No, but think bigger than that. I just told you what this one chick is doing. My friend, she literally is renting out her car, not so that people can just drive it around, you know, for 20 bucks or whatever an hour. She's literally renting it out only to luxury clients. They have to fill out a form. It's not like just anybody can come in and get the car. You have to fill out a form. There's like a background check. There's a whole questionnaire. She has to do her research on you. And like, there's a whole like system set up to it. And they big money. Okay. Music videos, like celebrities and stuff like that, you guys. So you can do a lot of things with this. Okay. You can create, let's see, vehicle financing, which you can do. You know, there's cars that are when you do that, right, when you could do it like she did with the social media, but you can also do it the other way where you're renting out cars. So if you've got you could do this to where you're like, if you use 15,000 from your loan, right, and then you use that to purchase a car in your business name, okay, you get that for 12K. That will start generating 2K a month, and then at the end of the year you've made 20K passively, right? You get another car. Both of those cars are generating 22K. Now you got 40K passive income. Okay. Then remember the first step. How much did you pay off? Right? You paid off a portion of that. Okay. So now you're making passive income. You don't have to pay anybody back. Second year, you already made all your payments. By the time your third year, you go get that third car. You've done this strategy. Now is the first time you're actually making payments. Okay, guys. So listen, there are so many different things that you can do. Okay, purchasing a business. We're working with a firm, not a firm, a group right now that they're in the medical. They actually have a medical equipment. It's like a laser that they were leasing to doctors. What they're doing now is they're going to take that and they're going to take that item that they have and they're going to create individual like stations and stores across the US. They're taking their model and they're going to go from making $200,000 to making $1 million that fast, guys. Okay. And how are they doing it? Well, they're rolling up other businesses too. They've got 5 other medical offices that they're going to be rolling up. They're doing it because they're also offering, it's a service that they offer to the actual doctor. They're coming in, they're taking over the business, a portion of the business, and doing all of the like admin work so the doctor can focus on the doctor work. So guys, there's so many different things. I get so excited when I start talking about it, okay? And we've got a very special guest coming into our community next month who will be talking about how to structure all of these different types of deals. So here's another way that you can do passive income. You can become an affiliate with us. You can, there's no experience needed. You just simply refer clients over to the platform. You leverage us as a tool. You get your own tracking link, your own affiliate link, and you have a team of us and our experts that walk you through the process. And then you have your own website that you can share as well. Because you guys remember that statistic we talked about, right? That 80%, right, that are not able to get funded. Man, okay, we're trying to create impact here. We want to reach 200,000 businesses, okay, but we cannot do that alone. I cannot do that alone. We need to work together. You know, the SBA already is telling us that they've already done the research. The number one cause for failure for businesses is due to lack of working capital. I believe that the second is because lack of knowledge, right? Lack of knowledge, lack of not knowing what to do next. So we help provide that solution for our clients, for your clients. So there's a lot in it for you guys, okay? And you might be like, well, why do I want to partner with the Domino Effects Group? Because it's what we do. We help businesses get funded. You know, we provide the ability for you to be able to support your clients in a way that traditional banks can't. Okay. If you're already in banking, great. We work with lots of people in the banking field. If you're a commercial lender, great. We work with lots of partners that are already in that field. Okay. So you have a very strong network that really helps you provide more value to your clients. Not only that, you could provide additional services. We have clients who are, we have an owner that owned a gym, right? He became an affiliate so that he could offer financing programs to his clients. So, you know, that is one other option. We have other people in the credit repair industry who are partners of ours that refer their clients over. We actually work with other people who are in business credit and they refer people over who, because they don't do anything with the lending. So they refer all of their loans over. We don't even mention anything about our business credit because we value our relationship with our partner. So, you know, at times we know that not everybody's going to fit into this perfect, beautiful mold that, that they expect. Everybody is different. Every business is different. So, bankers, when they have to say no, that is not the end all be all for you. It's not the end all be all for your client. It's not the end all be all for your friend or for your colleague or wherever that person that needs business, that it just needs a little bit of help, right? So by you being an extended arm of us and being an affiliate, not only are you going to be able to offer, your value to, this person that's important to you, but also you'll be able to make some pretty competitive referral fees at the same time. If we can't do it, they're not bankable, and we need to help them. And we need to help them by helping them take a step back, reassess where they are. Maybe they need to pay off some more debt or whatever, but we work with them and with you. And so just so you know the different types of programs that are available, here it is, man. We've got the speed, we've got the relationships, we've got the network, but we have all of the programs. Okay, so let's say you're a business owner, you're looking for capital, you don't really know what's best for you. You just know that you're in a situation and you need funding, right? Or you have an opportunity. We have a client that just got awarded to go on QVC. I don't know if it's an award, but selected to go on QVC. But QVC, they want to see that you have a certain amount of inventory before they even let you go on to the, come on. So she needs to have like 10,000 items or something like that. So she's working with us to get the funding. That's an opportunity, right? That's an opportunity. She needs the money to get that inventory quick so she can get on QVC, because QVC will help her sell all of it. Okay, which means she's gonna triple her profit. So she's trying now. If she doesn't get funding to get the inventory, what is that, guys? That's an opportunity missed, right? And think about how many times that happens for people. So we don't want that happening anymore. All right. So we've got a number of different options: unsecured lending, working capital, no collateral, leverage this platform. We do SBA financing as well. But let's say you have someone that is, looking for an SBA loan to repair their roof, right? They may have a completely different need, a completely different product, a completely different conversation, than someone that's trying to get a piece of equipment, okay, for their trucking the business, right? They want to do 4 routes rather than 3. That's a completely different conversation, guys. So when you are talking with somebody, or somebody that needs financing, you don't have to be an expert at this, right? If you want to be an expert, then you can come on as a partner and we can go into training. But as an affiliate, you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know all of the ins and outs of the product. You just have to know that we are going to be the best resource for them, because leveraging a marketplace like this, they get access to the education as well as the human intelligence from our team and from myself, of knowing and telling you where you are based on your business, telling your client where they are, and then what the best available product is for them, so they're not wasting time applying with thousands of lenders, right? So you're essentially going to be able to get, quicker financing, quicker access. And like I said, everybody's different, right? So that's, really the uniqueness of what we do. Coming in and working with clients that have challenged profiles, challenged credit profiles, hardships, sudden, drastic decrease, whatever that is, right? We really want to step in and be a resource, be that resource for you. All right. So whether we do equipment financing as well, and even sub debt. If you guys don't know what sub debt is, it's subordinated debt. Okay. That's where we have lenders and investors and credit issuers that will come in after and will, come in and take a second on the loan as well. So just a little bit deeper into kind of just a little overview of some of the products, right? Term loans, equipment loans, lines of credit, accounts receivables. We're looking at what does the borrower need, and then pair them with the best funder in form of financing that's available. Okay. So guys, I want you to remember that financing is never an if. Okay. It's always a win, always. Okay. And when you think of financing, you may think, well, I did this all on my own. I could do this on my own. That's okay. That's great. But why should you? You don't have to, right? You don't have to, and you don't have to over leverage and sacrifice your personal, then don't do it, right? So this is the pool we swim in, y'all. This is the pool we swim in. And I'm talking about when you're out in the community, right? You're with your local auto shop, your pizza shop, right? You're at your favorite restaurant, favorite clothing store, or maybe your favorite co-op, or an event, or professional service like an electrician has, your plumber, your painter, your roofer, or your doctor, right? Even your dentist or your lawyer, your CPA, they all borrow money. Okay, they all do from our lenders, from us, and we can assist them in getting what they need. But some of the things not pictured here are like the sub debt we just discussed, and then the business credit. So that is a lot, right? We went through a lot today, you guys. Was that a lot of information? And are you going to be implementing the information that we have discussed here? Okay. Come on with us, be an affiliate, because we are very competitive in the fact that in how we structure our referral commissions. And, these are just some of the typical needs that you might need use of funds, right? Expansion, business purchases, buying inventory, new location, things like that. All right, you guys. Now, if you were to become an affiliate, we would go into, that, and we have partner trainings. Our next one is actually coming up on the 28th, which is the power of partnering with Domino Effects Group, where we dive into the commissions, very, aggressive commissions. I believe so, some of the best in the business. But we've had success, but we want to continue to have success. It's not enough. We need to create more impact, you guys, because there are so many businesses out there that need funding, and if we don't make a dynamic shift right now, things are only going to get more polarized. So make sure that you're not out here just blindly going through your day to day. Okay. Put yourself in a really strong position. Okay. Because, it's all based on the lender. It's all based on the situation. As you can see, we can help companies. We worked with a healthcare company 3 years. They were expanding. They needed marketing. Okay. $1 million funding, a referral partner sent, right? Initially it had died. It expired. Okay. Because they didn't take the money at first. You know why? They went to their bank. Okay. And they went to their bank. The bank came in. The bank said that they were going to give them money. They had access to it. But then what happened was about 8 weeks later, she sent a text, and uh, the referral partner sent a text, not the client. The referral partner sent a text just to check in, follow up with them. And you know what? She said that she couldn't get the funding from her bank. So that she was her reaching out turned into a $30,000 commission. Okay. All she said was, hey, I know you were working with X so-and-so, XYZ at Citizens Bank. She went to Citizens Bank. Just want to make sure that you got everything you needed. Her response was, no, we did not. We did not. And your timing couldn't be better because we need this money by the end of the week. Boom. They were able to get the $1 million loan. Okay. And then they actually added on afterwards an additional 500,000. So that's one deal, guys. Okay, that's one deal. So think about that. All right. So then we have a construction company that we worked with as well. They needed capital for their employees, and then for the equipment, but they were doing the whole setup, right? Truck, trailer, a couple pieces of equipment with that, and then another crew to the team so that they could get this working capital to be headed into the season, ramp up for the season. Okay. So all of these deals, guys, what do they have in common? Well, they come to us through our network, through our referral partners, through our relationships, our banking relationships. They're coming to us because they have leveraged the platform. Okay. So, think about that. So, very strong, very strong. All right, you guys. So, can you commit? Okay, can you commit? Because when you follow what I'm teaching you, you cannot fail. If you follow what I am teaching you step by step, you cannot fail. Okay. The only way you can fail is if you don't do it. If you don't do the steps, if you skip a step, or if you think that you know better than what the steps are, then you're just stalling the process. Okay. So I want to invite you guys now to the last business funding course that you'll ever need. okay? Because I'm gonna level now with you as a consumer, okay? Because I know when you're scrolling through social media, everybody's like, I can help you, I can help you. So I understand that as a consumer, I understand you as a consumer. And that just doesn't work, right? Right. So everybody's got a reel, everybody's got a reason, right? But I really hope that today you learned something. I hope that today you got something out of this session and that you can see that, Domino Effects Group, DFX, this platform is real. We provide financing for diverse entrepreneurs. We provide education. We help you establish your credibility so that you can get funded. This is truly the last business funding program that you will literally ever need, guys. All right, I say that with confidence. Okay, I don't need you to pay me $100,000 a year to get you results. Okay, I don't need you coming back and continuing this program over and over and over again. With this program, you are literally going to be in a position to get funded now and then position yourself so you'll be able to do this again and again and get funded forever. So that is why I created this community, the Domino Effect, outside of our funding platform, the Domino Effects, because I wanted to give you the education because I just got so sick of seeing all of these applications that could have been approved not get approved. So I'm helping you understand what it takes to leverage, understand how we're talking about everything in here, guys. How to write your business plans, how to pitch to lenders, how to understand how to get grants. I just gave you 6. How to use this funding and how to generate passive income. Just gave you 2 ideas so that you can get closer to getting the results, right? So you can stop searching, spread, keep going. Why am I not getting the results I need? With this program, you are in a position now to get this funding, not just now, but forever. Okay, guys? So it's a one-stop shop. That's what we like to think of it. It's a one-stop shop to educate you, help you secure not only that, but we literally hook you up with our exclusive events, investor events, accelerators, boot camps, things like that. We help you understand how to pitch to lenders. We have mentors and guest speakers coming in, understanding how to get grants. We don't do grants on this platform, which is why we refer out for the grants. But guys, you're in the right place. Okay. So let me break down exactly what you're going to be getting. Because as I've mentioned, we help businesses across the nation get funded. And I know you guys are next. Okay. So I want to understand that. I want you to understand that if they can do it, then you sure as hell can do it. Okay. So and don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Okay. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. And if they tell you, you need to build up the emotional resiliency to just be like, F off, okay? Don't listen to that. Don't let them seep into your thoughts, okay? You're doing exactly what you need to be doing to get to the next step, because we're trying to level the playing field here for entrepreneurs, guys. This program you will have forever, okay? You get to keep your login 20 years from now, and we'll still be here. Okay. We'll just be bigger and more efficient and more better. And, everything gets better with age. So if I ever add a module, if I ever add a lender, if we ever add on a new course or class, it's yours. Okay. You're personally connected with our advisors. You're getting empowered, guys. You're taking this into your own hands. Okay. So that is a big deal, right? That's a big deal. So you're going to get your, we have, when you join the program, everything that you need, the courses, the business plan, the funding strategy, it's the total value is $69.97. It's $38.97 for everything we mentioned. So imagine now having lifetime access to the program. You have community access, and then also your team of professionals that help move you through this, guys. So you're not alone. That was the biggest thing that was really messed up for me when I first started, was like, okay, I don't know where to go next. That was the huge part of the problem. And it perpetuates the problem when you're out there just continuously applying and continuously getting rejected and not knowing why, right? So I could not stand that. So I don't know about you guys, but if you're committed to starting now, once you guys enroll in the program, whether you choose, whatever option you choose, you have instant access. We get going. Okay. And $38.97 is the cost of the program. It's an investment into yourself, you guys. Now, we do have flexible payment options where you can split that up. You do have to make a down payment, but you can split the monthly up after that, okay? We make it affordable so that you can get what you need. All right, because I want you guys to think about this, right? Imagine if I came to you and I was like, hey, give me $500, right? Give me $500 and I'll make sure that you get access to $50,000. I mean, would that be worth it for $500? I mean, would that be worth it, right? Give me 1,500, 500, 2,000, 3,000. Give me $5,000 if for you in order for you to get the 50,000. Is it worth it to you? And to get the support and to get the community and to save the time and to move there faster. I'm sure you would say, give me that $50,000, right? So same thing, 20, and we do a one-time discount. We could do it for $29.97. For $29.97, all right, for the coaching, for the mentorship, for the classes, for the courses, for the walking you through it for 6 months. We are going to make sure that you have access to 50,000. Somebody say yes, okay? That is a beautiful thing, y'all. I mean, that is literally like a no-brainer, okay? So realize you can position yourself, you can make this work for you, but ultimately you're going to be able to get this funding over and over again. Okay. So, my goal here, guys, is for you to get the education that you need, okay, to get this funding over and over again. That's my job. So, no matter, which option you choose, you'll be able to log in and you'll be able to see Coach Dom here, okay? So, I want you guys to grow from this class. I want you to learn from today's webinar. I hope you took some things away on what you can implement, okay? We're giving you lifetime access as well in the program too. You can follow along on our YouTube channel, but if you're really serious about getting the funding that you need, come into the program. We have spots open. We have 5 spots open. Even if you are someone that starts with a lower amount, get in the room, okay? Get in the room. Because when you have access to this, you have access to expand. And we will eventually be upping the cost because it's so good, but we're not going to do that right now. So make sure that you are taking advantage of this. Schedule your free funding blueprint, guys. It's a free finance assessment. Find out what you qualify for right now. My team and I will go through everything with you. We'll guide you on the next steps to get you where you need to go. So for those of you that are going to taking the initiative, you're like, I'm ready. I want to move forward. Congratulations to those of you dropping now. I'll give you a link at the end. There's right here. Boom. Because we are at the end. So here is the link, guys. Text 888. Oh, I put 455. 888-488-4145. Okay, it's 888-488-4145 if you want the link to join. Okay, I also have the QR code here. And choose some times that work for you when you're scheduling your funding planning session. Do that immediately. So I highly recommend that you guys, we're starting over starting next Tuesday. We're starting from the very, very, very beginning, which is very exciting. So we're starting from the very beginning. Make sure you're enrolled and you know exactly what's coming in with the mentorship program. Because in the mentorship program, you're getting, like I said, myself, you get access to my team, you get access to the back office, trainings, weekly calls. And then we follow up with you very heavily to make sure that you're staying on track, you guys, because we want to help you get there. All right. So if you're looking for, funding, if you're looking for other opportunities, and if you just want to partner with us and refer, other clients to us, we love that. And I think that that would be amazing, you guys. All right, everybody. So that is it, y'all. We made it through Let's Get You Funded. Woo! You guys are amazing, Dominoes. You are. Okay. Listen, I'm going to give you an alarming statistic. 20% of new businesses fail in the first year. By year 5, 50 will have shut down. Only 1 in 3 will make it past year 10. Women represent half of businesses in the US. They're growing really fast. They're severely underfunded. Lack of capital, poor financial literacy, and poor demand are leading causes of failure. It is so important for you to be here, to take advantage of your life, of what's going on in your future. Okay, you're not waiting for anybody else to come and give you a handout, because That doesn't even happen anymore. I don't even know what was going on there, but that doesn't happen anymore. Okay, guys. If you need additional resources, then check out our book, The Busy Woman's Guide. I wrote this book as a guide for you. Okay, I took all of the hard-earned lessons that I learned from my journey. I boiled them down to very simple, manageable steps. You don't have to do it all at once, y'all. But with this guide, you know exactly where to start. Okay. And I'm here. I'm Dominique. I'm here to help you along the way. Okay. I wish I had known these things in the beginning. It would have saved so much overwhelm, being overwhelmed, doubting myself, that time crunch. Trust me though, it is doable. So get this book, The Busy Woman's Guide. It breaks it down because you can actually do this, guys. All right. If I did it, you can too. Okay. So you are literally the first domino in the chain to get this done. I am so proud of you guys. So let's see here. Let me get out of that. Okay, so I am so proud of you guys. And you are literally, like I said, you are that domino, right? Every action you take moves your business forward, and it's going to set the stage for bigger wins for you for tomorrow. Okay, being an entrepreneur in this game, right, of entrepreneurship, this what we do, it is really these small consistent moves that create the biggest impact. Okay, that is why we're called the domino effect. Those small moves, that could be sending a follow-up email, it could be networking, it could be coming prepared, getting your paperwork. Here in the domino effect, in our club, in our community, we believe that that one step, that win, no matter how small, that momentum, that's hard to stop once you've got it, right? Right, guys? So you're never alone, okay? Each time you're pushing forward, you are going to inspire the next person after you, okay? That is what the power of the domino effect is. So by strategically lining up all of our actions, you guys, we will have a breakthrough, okay? And sometimes, listen, everybody has setbacks, okay? That's when the dominoes falling. That is just a new path forward, okay? Turn your challenge into opportunities. Turn your setbacks into setups, okay? So you did such a great job today, but now we're at the end. So ask yourself, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now to set this in motion, okay? Every single move counts. Time counts. Together we can do this, right? Or you can do this on your own. But either way, you can do this on your own or you're going to do it together. Either way, you need to get it done, okay? So, make sure that you're reaching out. If you found this webinar helpful, I'm so glad you stuck with me today. Now, schedule your one-on-one funding session. Make sure you're hitting the follow button, that like button, that share. If you found this helpful, I hope that you enjoy your weekend, you guys. I'm going to go chill. I might even go watch a movie. I'm thinking I might watch one of these new scary movies that came out. I just watched Cuckoo. I don't know if you guys have heard of Cuckoo, but it was definitely cuckoo. So I'm going to go do that, spend some time with my family. I love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a good night. Let's get you